Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. We're in the coach's office here at the Extreme Ice Center of the Charlotte Rush, our home, of course. And it's a Wednesday, October 31st. It's our midweek report. Got a lot to talk about. Update you on the upcoming schedule for the Rush. We have the Potomac Patriots coming in this weekend, but certainly want to talk about the games with the Atlanta Kings this past weekend. So we're going to talk to the head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier Club right now and assistant general manager Lenny Childs. And Lenny, it was kind of a mixed bag last weekend for you guys. But first, let's talk about the good news. The big win, come from behind win on Saturday night. Your team got done 2-0, but roared back and scored 4 unanswered goals. Anthony Yerkins got 2 of them, including the game winner. Philip Shimyakin got an empty net goal. But just talk about the big comeback and being able to be coming back after being down 2-0.
Yeah, obviously, we don't want to be down, going into that and being in that situation. But guys showed some resilience and really picked up the play, in the second and third period, and obviously kept them off the board there. So, it was good. It's a good way to show that our guys, if you don't start off hot, you're gonna have to really push to get back and make it happen. We don't want to put ourselves in those type of games all the time.
Lenny, what was the attitude on the bench when the guys got down 2-0? Was there any kind of a panic, or they were pretty confident, like, hey, we know we can come back?
Yeah, actually, I think that was the part, is because we actually were very pretty mild on the bench. We were hungry for it. We didn't feel as though we should be down 2-0. We had some big breakdowns, but we felt we were carrying most of the play. So guys were actually pretty up and like, hey, we're gonna get the next one here. So it was a really positive vibe.
Great. And also, Anthony Keating was in goal that night, and I thought he really held us in there a lot. After we got down 2-0, they still had a couple odd-man rushes, I think one breakaway, and while we were in the midst of our comeback, he shut the door on them. Talk about his play on Saturday night.
He was absolutely big time. Just we left him out to dry plenty of times, and he saved our back and really had us back there, and definitely made saves that, one, he has to make, and some saves that, you didn't really have to make, and he made those, right? So loved everything he did, and was glad he was back there.
Lenny Childs, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier, visiting with us on this Rush Video Wednesday, October the 31st. We're talking about the 2 games this past weekend against the Atlanta Kings. And then, Lenny, Sunday didn't go so well for our guys. We got shut out 3-0, but it seemed like the guys were playing hard. We got plenty of shots on goal. What seemed to go wrong? Did we just run into a hot goalie on Sunday?
We did probably everything that we didn't want to do. Just really no efforts, not at all the Rush way of play, and it shows that when we just walk into a game and not really put on the jersey the right way, we're not going to come out victorious and really actually put a goal on the board. So pretty disappointed in that. And
what'd you say to the guys after the game?
Something we just weren't there. I mean, just not it's unacceptable for us to be able to come out like that. So it's something that still weighs on them, that we can't come out and just not have effort.
And Lenny, talk about the practices this week, how the guys responded after getting shut out Sunday. Did a couple of practices so far this week.
We've had some gritty faces. I mean, guys have been, you said they're trying to turn the tide a little bit and get their game back to where it needs to be. So pretty decent practices. Good one today, and obviously we just got to keep it going on a daily basis.
All right, Lenny Childs, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier, visiting with us on this weekday report on this Wednesday, October the 31st. Lenny, we have the Potomac Patriots coming in this weekend, and let's face it, they're struggling right now. I think they come in with a record of 5-11. So how are you going to be preparing for them, and what's the message to the team this weekend against Potomac?
Let's get back to winning ways in the Rush way and how we do things. I mean, they're really not a bad team. I mean, they got some big guys. They can skate. They're not a team that you're just going to walk in and just bowl over. So we got to make sure we're prepared for that, and obviously play the hard way we know how to play. If we can do that, obviously I think we're going to be a really good spot.
And also, we got a treat this week. Ryan Crothers, general manager and part owner of the Charlotte Rush, is here with us for the whole week. He's been taking part in practices, and I know you've been talking with him and John Turner a lot about all that's been going on, but just talk about Ryan being here for the week.
Yeah, it's great, obviously, seeing your senior GM and the guy that built this program back in the building, and you can feel it in here, and guys are excited to see him, and it just adds that extra tone, that's definitely needed jumping in. So we're glad that he was able to grace our presence.
Yeah, of course, Ryan, now the head coach of the Corpus Christi Ice Rays of the North American Hockey League. They had a couple of big wins this past weekend. And, Lenny, how good is it, too, that 5 of our former Rush players are down there playing for Ryan? And, again, some motivation for the guys that maybe they could be next going down there one day.
It shows our culture development and the way we do things here. I mean, that we're not happy with, just having one games. You want to move kids on. We want kids to go to the next level. And definitely shows that, one, those players are sticking. Those players are dominating, and they're playing prominent roles, at the North American League. So that's what we want to do here is move kids on to the next level. And obviously having a guy like Ryan there, that we can help, cultivate that guys going to the next level definitely helps.
All right, great. By the way, Ryan's going to be joining us in the broadcast booth this weekend. We'll look forward to that, maybe picking his brain a little bit and also finding out what's been going on with him down in Corpus Christi and some of our former Charlotte Rush players. One final question for Lenny Childs, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier. Lenny, talk about any injuries right now. Everybody coming into the weekend fairly healthy?
Yeah, obviously a little bit of sickness going on and things like that, but for the most part, we're getting guys back into 100. Obviously, getting into the time right now when guys are getting a little bit sick and the games are wearing on them here. We're just going to try to keep them fresh and hope we're coming in 100%.
All right, Lenny, we'll look forward to us bouncing back in the win column on Saturday night against Potomac. Good success this weekend against the Patriots.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right, thoughts and observations from Lenny Childs, Charlotte Rush head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier and also assistant general manager. Always want to encourage you to go to our social media platforms of the Charlotte Rush, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, you can go to our Charlotte Rush YouTube channels. A lot of cool videos are there. And, of course, our Charlotte Rush website as well. Thanks to Matt Deeren, running our camera from the Carolina School of Broadcasting. Hope you'll all come out and support the Rush this Saturday and Sunday here at the Extreme Ice Center when both the Premier and Elite will host the Potomac Patriots. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.